Here is a Lasko wind machine. This is the Lasko model number 3300. Here's a look at the informations. It is rated at 1.1 amps. So this has the more powerful motor and the stiffer blade set. I don't know what the date is on this thing. I know these have been on the market for quite some time. This particular variation has been around for I think close to 20 years now. And this is an odd scenario where this version, the newer one, I think is actually better than the old one. The old one used the D blade set. I believe it came in both 5-wing and 7-wing formats, and the aerodynamics of the unit was just terrible, and it didn't move a lot of air, and it was very noisy. These I think are pretty respectable in terms of performance. They're kind of expensive. I think you can certainly do better for the money with other products, other fans, but all things considered, I think these aren't too bad. This one is pretty filthy, so it should make for a good cleanup video. This definitely seems to be high hours. Gosh. And likely has never been cleaned either. Now there is a problem with the switch. The switch is busted. It looks like something terrible happened to the switch in the first place, and then it looks like the inside of it stripped out, so you can see the remnants of the flat side towards the end. Oh, is this the switch itself busted too? Well, that's peculiar. It seems like the switch itself is also kind of busted. Well, it just turned, but it's definitely not turning correctly. Yeah, the switch is busted. Well, that's a first. Huh. Well, we might only be able to test this on 1 speed. I wonder what the heck happened to the switch. That's bizarre. I was just about to say how we don't see a whole lot of these fail. At least I haven't. But here we have one that's failed, albeit this is totally out of the ordinary. One thing I will credit Lasko to is that the motors they use seem to come with an adequate amount of lubrication from the factory. Motors coming with an inadequate amount of lubrication is a very common trend today, and is responsible for probably the majority of fan failures. Well, let's plug this thing in and see what it does. Does nothing. So I don't know if this is because the switch is stuck in the off position or because something else is broken. I was able to get this to turn a little bit to the right. So I'll turn it to the right as much as I can. It's got a hard stop there. So in theory that should be 1. So I think that we're going to find that this does not work at all. Nope. We got nothing. Well, this is an odd one. Very, very odd failure. You can see that the switch is all like chewed up, and then obviously something happened to the knob. I don't know. No idea what's up with this. Let's see if the blade still turns freely. Yep, I bet the motor itself is fine. There's just something wrong with the switch. It's got the same, whatever, like tuna can motor that all these things use nowadays. I'm filming in the garage because the regular studio is completely engulfed in Christmas decoration right now, but the lighting in the garage here is not quite as good for filming. There's the motor. It's kind of disappointing to me. I really wanted to test this. I've used these before, but I've never owned one and evaluated up close. Regardless, that's very strange. I have never seen a Lasko Fian break down like this before, and this should make for an interesting clean and service and repair.